Yeah.
Okay, welcome everyone. It is STG Weekly, episode 181 on Twin Hawk / Daisenpuu. Not gonna do the stupid joke I did in the first take. Forgot to set up my mic, so let's skip that. But we are back. It's been a little while, but we're glad to be back, and we'll be talking about Twin Hawk, aka Daisenpuu, originally an arcade game from Toaplan, published by Taito. And it's a very kind of straightforward shmup here. We'll be getting all into that, talking about the original arcade version from 1989, and not so much about the PC Engine, HuCard, and CD versions, as well as the Mega Drive. But this info should probably transfer over. And on this episode, we'll be looking at replay from co-host and expert of the game today from ggmaximo. So, sup, ggmaximo?
Yo, how's it going, guys? Glad to be here.
And we're also joined by Frenetic today. So, what's up, Frenetic?
Yo, what's up? F-Man in the house. Yet another episode of STG Weekly. Glad to see you all out there.
Indeed. So, I mean, that's pretty much the quick intro there. We'll be looking at the one-all arcade clear in a short little bit here. And then we'll also be looking at high loop gameplay. And we may even take a little bit look at the differences between the Daisenpuu and Twin Hawk version afterwards, but we're looking at probably like an hour, a little bit more in some episode here. But I'm going to hand over to Frenetic, and he's going to give us the lore on Twin Hawk / Daisenpuu.
All right, everybody, here's the hot lore straight off the presses, kind of. At the end of an alternate World War II, a new European country is formed called Gorongo. General Giovanni of the Gorongo military was infuriated with the results of the war and what it meant to the country of Gorongo, initiating a rebellion against the country's government that was widely followed by his soldiers. Holding themselves on Bobo Island, south of Gorongo, Giovanni declared the occupation as the independent state of Fuangania and plotted to take over Gorongo. After taking over the town of Kusunoki, the Fuangania invasion, consisting of massive ground and sea attack forces, started to spread. Gorongo President Brat ordered a counterattack that focused on the one type of firepower Giovanni lacked, an air force. The Special Air Force Daisenpuu sets up a mountain base after spotting a secret Fuangania fortress under construction. However, nearing the end of their training, the Air Force is spotted by the Fuangania and are preparing to attack. It's up to the player, in the role of a wing commander, to fly into Giovanni's secret base and take him and his commanding unit out.
Yeah, that's awesome. That lore really plays into the gameplay because, like Frenetic mentioned, the enemy is only comprised of tanks and boats, all ground forces. So you've really got the upper advantage, you could say, in this one. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, we've got boats, we've got tanks. Is there anything we're missing, General Giovanni? Nah, I don't think so.
He's just a big idiot, basically.
We spent all money on tanks and boats. Nothing beats tanks and boats.
Yeah, and then not only that, but like the icing on the cake is that one of the main gameplay features of the game is you bring in these helper planes via the bomb button, and they kind of scatter across the screen and shoot across the screen. Even more aerial helpers just to like help you out against this ground army. So yeah, I suppose I could hand over to Maximo now, and he can elaborate a little bit on some of these mechanics, and then we'll just jump right into his replay.
Sure. So basically with Daisenpuu, as explained before, this game is pretty mechanically simple for the most part, in that you've got your standard shot button, which I took a quick look, and it looks like you can have something like 4 shots on screen at any time, regardless of what version of the game you're playing. If you hit your second button, that will bring in 6 helpers that will fire simultaneously with you, and then when they are hit by enemy bullets, will kamikaze and home in onto the nearest ground enemy.
Yeah, that's such a clever mechanic.
You can even, like, at one point, just even hit the button later to kamikaze the rest of the remaining helper planes towards those nearest enemies. There's also another mechanic where immediately after you call on the 6 helpers, if you press the bomb button very quickly after that, you instead convert them all into this big, like, yellow bomb that can just obliterate any enemy caught in its blast radius, and will also cancel some enemy bullets that are close by too. And there are a couple situations where that's actually possibly a bit more helpful if you're just learning the game.
It's really hardcore, man.
Besides that, you've got a couple. Your basic shot can be upgraded about, I think, 3 times to its max power level. What usually happens is that the power, or you get more shots, more shot width until you get a pretty decently sized spread. You also can get extra helper / bomb stocks. These usually don't appear too often unless you've already used a helper, in my experience. But sometimes it's been helpful to kind of plan out certain bombs, because usually within enough time, you might get another helper item back. And then rarely you can also get 1-up items, which will give you an extra player life.
Yeah. Definitely feels like it's like in the vein of, you know, some of the other tall plan shmups, and Twin Cobra and Flying Shark is just kind of an extension of that, and I find it quite fun, and the music's kick-ass.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that it's like, it's just one continuous, the background's just continuous the whole time. It's not broken up any stage transitions. When you beat a boss, you just keep on going. The music will change depending on what area you've gone into.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
The aspect
so
is
you
really
don't
cool.
like land your plane and then like, oh, I'm at the base now. Time to take off.
No, this guy has enough gas to just get across like a few different cities, a whole ocean.
Wow. Maybe they
crazy.
feed off the helper planes. You're like, yo, you're helping me out with shooting. Give me some of your fuel. They're like, no, but I ran out of fuel. Don't worry, you'll kamikaze an enemy soon. So you don't need that extra fuel.
It's a faithful army. I mean,
Yeah, gotta make sure your air squadron's well stocked if they're the only thing preventing you and your enemy from world domination.
he probably feels like he's too good to land on the ground too. Just, you know what? It's like,
yeah, screw it.
it's like, you guys stay on the ground, I'll be up here. Anyway. Anyway, I think we can jump into Maximo's replay here and talk a little bit more specifically about these stages and what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. You got the link, or you want me to share it again?
I got it. Is Frenetic ready? Wasn't sure.
Yeah, I got it. It's this one. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the...
That's the one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got it queued up, all ready to go for the countdown.
Excellent.
Okay. One other question I saw in chat, is Twin Hawk related to Twin Eagle Shmup? They're not related at all. Basically, this game is just a self-contained commission that Taito asked Toeplan to do, and Toeplan just made all the game details for it and just threw it out there. Whereas Twin Eagle is something from a different company called SETA.
Yes, it's you're not revenging Joe's brother before the revenging of Joe. Or this guy is not Joe, like in Twin Eagle. But shout outs to Twin Eagle 2. That is such a hot game. You should play it. It's really, really different.
A lot of games with the word twin and eagles and hawks and
fly like an eagle.
And tigers and dragons.
Oh my.
All right, let's get this countdown in here.
Sure.
3,
all right,
2, 1, go.
All right, so this is my PB run from the OG arcade version Daisenpuu.
This music is so chill.
Right. It's easing you into it before the real fight begins.
Like you just had your coffee and you're good to go.
Yeah.
With extra cinnamon.
Yeah,
pumpkin spice.
Getting those tanks. Oh, you don't spare the truck. You just kill that truck, even though it doesn't have a gun.
No, because he's giving you a power up, so it's like, get out of my way. I want it.
Okay, it's like, you gotta die, truck.
Exactly. And then this section is it's simple. Use point blank, kill these guys. A lot of them just pop out the top, or they pop out like the sides, and that's a very common theme in this game where you just kind of have to anticipate that tanks are likely to going to pop out of side buildings or side routes. So
that's one thing I always liked about like toe plane and like Raiden and stuff is like when you're on the ground, if you just look at the environment, you can expect like, oh, where can they come out? Because they're only, I mean, especially because they're only limited to the ground here, so you don't have to worry about anything in the air. So it's actually a very cool design. I like that. That I like in shmups.
right, and we saw that done before in like Tiger Heli Slap Fight.
Also known as Alcon for Slap Fight too.
Yes.
Oh no! What the?
Wait. Restart this.
I was like, this is your PB run? You just keep on going? And you're like, oh.
No, I just restarted this. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. No worries.
Actually,
I totally forgot about that.
I didn't notice that, but I forgot as well. So it's all right.
Sorry about that.
This was the Daisenpuu run.
Exactly. That happens more often than you would think.
It just depicts what the actual attempts look like.
Yeah. So, more chill music. You're like, yo, what up? Just give us a call if you need our help. We'll be around. Yep. You're like, yeah, I'll call you on the phone. All right, see you guys later.
Exactly.
You using any auto fire in this, Maximo? Is the question in the chat.
Yes. Yeah, I think the rate I used in this run was 20 hertz.
Oh, cool. You know, I find in Toa playing games like maybe Kyokyo Tiger, you don't really need it, but it's good to have auto fire because, like, you know, it's used. They use it. And
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, if I see professional players using it, it's like, why would I not use that too?
Yeah, you got to have that edge. Would you want to destroy your fingers? No, save it for other games.
Yeah.
That's some of the stuff I do on the side. It's like, I don't want to destroy my fingers for like playing music and stuff.
Yeah, right?
But at least in this game, there's some places where it's optimal to point blank, so that's where autofire does come a bit handy.
Well, then if you think you have too much of an advantage, you can just set the autofire rate to be something that you would do, like, on average or something like that.
That's true.
Yeah, I sometimes do that. It could be like
ggmaximo, do you do? I used to do this when I had Kyokyo Tiger on auto fire. What I would do is I'd stagger. I do tapping anyways, even though I had auto fire, in order to like slow down my shot so it would pick up the popcorn enemies.
Oh, I see. Are you asking if I do that too?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit in this game, but I don't remember needing to do it that much. Just
okay, cool.
Thankfully, stuff dies pretty quick.
Ah, okay, cool.
Like maybe in Twin Hawk, it's not as, you probably would need to do that a little bit more, just because when we get to that version, I'll explain.
Oh yeah, because these are tanks and boats. Because like I would stagger shots on like airborne popcorn, because their patterns would be spread out. Like they would spawn from the top, like more staggered.
Right.
And plus the shot rate's different. Oh dang, you pulled like that. Oh,
see ya.
Correct.
Break out the marshmallows. Look at that big explosion. A little footprint, yeah.
Yeah, and there's like the animated flames crater.
Also,
or hot dogs, if you like hot dogs.
Crunchy the like explosions are in this game in particular. Actually sounds like a fire to me. Like an exploding fire of some sort. But like kind of muffled because you're like in the plane or something.
Right.
Just listen to that. That sounded like some mass destruction.
Yeah.
Then we go up here. We got these little boats that pop up. You can usually get them quickly before they release a 3-way spread.
Oh, nice. Did you get a 1-up? Extend.
Yep. 70k, and then I think every 200k after that.
Oh, here comes ass boats. The dreaded ass boats. Ass boats are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, they put a little bit in here, and then they just kind of back off on that for a while.
Oh, cool. They're like, we're here. Are you going to have ass boats in this game? You're like, dang right we will.
I mean, I do like that a little bit. It's like it still forces you to pay attention, at least in the early game.
It really does.
I got a question. Is there a difference in damage when point blanking versus long distance? Good question. Yes, there is.
Yeah, I would say when you point blank enemies, you're getting that. Even though your shot limit is something like 4 shots per interval, you can get a lot more damage in if you're closer to the enemy versus being further away. So for some bosses, for a lot of bosses and some bigger enemies, it's probably a bit advantageous to get in close.
Yeah, because those shots are essentially just disappearing faster. Therefore, you're allowed to shoot more. Ooh, nice little dodge there.
Yeah,
that was the Maximo
usually go
special.
from like left to right, but got a little bit stuck there. So I'm like, all right, improvise.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like an oil ravine. Dang.
Dang.
Don't throw a match in there.
Yeah.
No. We go
Maybe
into
you
this
should.
bombarded city right here.
These are some really nice distressed buildings, by the way. You know, like really cool detail on this landscape.
Yeah, the way they drew like some of the slumped over buildings to kind of give it a more 3D feel, I thought was pretty neat. Let's see.
It looks like shit hit the fan in here.
Yeah.
Like that building just got effed up. Someone's in there trying to like eat their soup, and it's like, come on, my soup's spilling out of my bowl.
Oh man.
They refuse to vacate despite all the tanks.
I mean,
Oh, that didn't make a crater. That was interesting. That tank. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, and then get that guy on the right, quickly get over to the left to kill that dude that hits the 3-way. There's a lot of left and right.
Ooh, that was close.
That one
Oh,
was
nice. Ooh, that was tight. How's the hitbox on this game?
At first I thought it was like pretty beefy, but it's actually not as big as I thought. Right here, I'm point blanking the left part of that boss so that it doesn't join up with the right part and shoot out like this nasty, like, I don't even know what you call it, like 5-way pattern mixed in with the 3 ways that the left and right sides push out.
Oh, shit. Good job. So you're like, you ain't joining up with your bro. I'm going to stop you. You're like, I want to do my 5-way. Nope.
Yeah. And thankfully, because you have a good rate of, I have a good rate of auto fire here, I don't need to use any bombs. I can just keep that for later sections.
Yeah, you mentioned like the kind of the sweeping left and right as like kind of your go-to method, but like as it kind of goes on, like would you say like yeah, like you kind of got to memorize like where some of these enemies are coming from, so you can kind of like preemptively go from place to place. That's usually kind of what you need to do in these games.
Yes, basically once I got a bit more familiar with this game, even though like sweeping left and right is a general strategy that works pretty well, you want to incorporate that with some memorization of, I guess, just like general enemy behavior. Because like, for example, this section here, what will happen is these silver guys come from the top, the green tanks come from the left and right, and then you have to kind of figure out like, how can I be most consistent at destroying all these guys before they snowball and shoot too many shots that I can dodge out of?
Yeah, I like how you're like backing up to dodge the side tanks after you're getting frontal damage, and then kind of sweeping around. Really using that, you really got to use that screen space nicely. Very good. Because you're so slow, right? So you do gotta plan it out a little bit.
Yes, you are fairly tanky. as is customary with these old games.
Yeah, ship speed is, you're just kind of cruising, and it's like, it's hard to do dodging on the fly. It's more like macro and enemy management, as you said, especially the ones that take a lot of shots, like these silver tanks. You're like, I gotta kill those quick.
You get those guys, they can't come in.
Plus the slow speed's kind of nice too, because that also kind of like prevents you from like doing the like classic shmup flailing, where like you're like, oh shit, oh what, but like if you do that in this game, you're not really even going anywhere. So it's like it kind of forces you to like kind of play that slow style, which actually I think is good, teaching some fundamentals. The shmupamentals. Shmupamentals. I
hear that. Oh, here's a big one. Here's a big one.
Dang.
Oh, I think I actually do take one death here because I mess up positioning. You'll see that in a second.
Okay.
And I'll probably explain a little bit why.
Oh, you killed that one? All right.
I did, but I think... Let me see.
Oh, you go for that popcorn? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Basically, I didn't go far enough to the right there when he did the wrap around with the turrets, so that one bullet hit me right in the square middle.
Oh no. Okay, so checkpoint, not an insta spawn, and you're depowered. So it's like, oh no.
Level.
Welcome to greatest, and then the bomb. All right, yeah. Don't be ashamed.
Oh no. You got to use your resources here effectively.
Yeah.
So for the recovery, I plan to use one bomb at the start to weaken the big right turret tank. And then initially I did use another big bomb here, but then realized there's an enemy section that is a little bit tricky if you don't have any bombs left. So I kind of wait to use that second bomb.
How good is that bomb at shot clearing?
Whoa, that was a lot of bullets.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe a little late there, but it still worked out relatively okay. I would have probably wanted to use that a little bit earlier, optimum. But at least from here, it's like, now I can actually get some shot power back, so.
Yep,
we are good.
Building back up, nice.
Yeah, you recovered from that real well.
Yeah, it's just, it's one of those things where you do need to understand checkpoints if you want all these old games, you know?
So what about like bullet sealing, where you get too close to an enemy and they stop firing? Is that a thing in this? That was a question in the chat from
yes, yes, you can seal enemy bullets by hovering over like tanks and stuff like that. The only thing I haven't completely figured out is how short of a time you have it, but I did notice that since in later loops, enemies tend to fire at a faster rate and more often if the ceiling is also limited to like a smaller area as well. Like I know that's in Flying Shark.
Yeah.
H is for helper.
Yes.
Help.
Help is on the way.
Help is on the way. you got another credit on your cell phone. You're like, yo, what up, buddies? Help me. Ooh, this is a big boat.
Yeah, big bow of turrets. Want to focus on mainly killing the turrets in the middle. Then going left to right and killing the water tanks.
Water tanks. They're not boats. These are water tanks. That's a boat.
I like that water tank.
or amphibious tank. Amphibious tanks.
And then we gotta watch out for this guy coming in the bottom. Go over to the right.
Nice. Using that little center spot there nicely. Bomb
Ooh, nice job.
And I bombed there because you just, at least in my experience, cannot consistently kill that centerpiece without taking a hit. So it's like, I just use the bomb for safety there. Even though that does not give me resources for this next mid-boss encounter that I've seen a lot of people dislike. So, don't remember if I need to take another death here. don't think I do. You'll see it. It's when the music changes.
The music.
Yeah. You got
Like the
this
theme
nasty
song.
character where they shoot these aim shots at you, and they also have the blue stuff right here.
It's the oh man. Well, even the
Generally-
blue, oh, I see the blue switching between like forward and side.
Yes, so what I'm kind of doing is trying to reposition myself so that I can go left to right. But kind of starting like a little bit on the top right, going down to the bottom left, going a little bit up, repeating vice versa.
I think in a pattern like that, it's like it's important to focus on the blue instead of like the aim, because you can just
Yes.
put the aim shot in the back of your head because you're just sweeping left and right. Then you can focus on the
Yeah.
blue. Like that's some good shmup-mentals.
Don't want to focus on
Shmup-a-mentals.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the middle of the aimed because you'll just get trapped eventually by the other bullets being shot out and the little tanks that eventually appear.
Dang, that big boat tank seemed like it sped up. It's like,
Oh man, big boy coming in on the
damn,
cliff.
that's a big chunky.
Yeah.
Big chunkus.
He's gone.
You cooked him real quick though.
Yeah, it's not too bad here. Right here, you just gotta watch out for a lot of these silver tanks popping up on the left because at this point in the game, they're just firing it off as fast as possible. That guy is gonna pop up. Move a little bit to the right so that I can get more damage in. Nice.
Yeah, Blossom has mentioned this game's infamous for using your helper planes in a cheesy way. Are you deciding
Yeah.
not to do that, or does it not work for the whole game?
It was more of a personal decision that I just kind of wanted to focus on getting a 1-all without using the put your helpers on the top and then just point blank on the top of the screen. Because later on I'll show a replay where that pattern is made. The use of it is made pretty extensively. It's just something I kind of want to see. Like, is a 1-all of this pretty doable? Just like normal like shmup tactics.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
guy
here's
can
the
point blank. See,
And you sealed bullets, right? By sitting on top? Yeah.
well, that guy would have taken a while because usually he climbs up on the screen normally and then he unveils his center turret and fires around.
Ooh.
But because I was point blanking and doing all that damage, he just didn't have any chance to get a shot off.
You're like, you go back there. You shut up.
What an idiot!
Exactly.
Driving his boat tank right underneath you. What was he thinking?
I've been trying to get a quick shot off. You never know.
He couldn't see you because you were directly above, so that's why he had to wait.
Exactly.
Didn't have the
so-
sunroof glass panel installed.
Right. Like my turret pops out.
That's how you know, like,
This is-
like you can't steal them is when you see the window.
They're ready.
Yeah, the music's pretty derpy here, isn't it?
It is. It's a little bit silly for entering this final stronghold here with this kind of nasty-ish formation where you got these green tanks that just fired aim shots at you, and they can adjust that to like a 45-degree angle.
Oh, wow.
And the checkpoint here, if you die, is also pretty long, so probably best to just be careful. Do this wraparound here.
Ooh, nice. And you do around the world on this no panic.
Nice.
Just directing,
Yeah.
redirecting. You don't need to kill every enemy.
And then we got the boss here. Kind of
Oh,
want to use the bomb ASAP.
you're like big chunky.
Man.
You chill. Ooh,
He
too.
fired off another 3-way really quickly, which was unfortunate,
Ooh.
so I had to use the bomb there, but Let's see.
Nice placement there. Wow, that's really
There we
close.
go.
Those overlapping 3 shots?
Yeah. Once you get 2 of them out of the way and you just have the lone one, it's not too bad because you can just kind of dodge on the side.
Okay.
And then you can just point blank on top of here for the win.
Yeah! Ooh, I'm getting a Battle Garega. You can't put that Coke can down. No milking. That'll come later.
You could have a specific like auto fire rate for that. The one shot every 10 seconds.
Yeah, this music's like, it has these nice little tinkly bells.
I don't even know how to describe this music.
Yeah.
Besides derpy. Sounds like a little mech dude just walking around.
I don't know if I'd say it's entirely appropriate, but I don't know.
I mean, the music in these role-playing games is usually quite excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs vibes. Like, oh, these are some big chonkies for ass boats.
Oh, cool! You get the battle damage. Wait, no, that's just like that camo that's like lighting up. Never mind. Oh, they're certain. They do flame.
I
Though.
get stuck here because I don't get another helper, but it's fine because this is literally like the last enemy formation before you loop into the loop 2. So I kind of had a feeling that might happen if I didn't have any helpers, but it's all good.
Cool. Oh, this is hard. Oh. Okay. Ooh, nice bomb.
Yeah. It just obliterates.
You're just like, you go now. You go now.
Yeah, keep out of here.
Oh, bringing the helpers.
Yeah.
Bringing the Joe family.
Yeah. You're like, yo, what up? Help me.
Yep.
And then there were 5.
What if it was your family that you bring in?
They're like, oh no, there goes second cousin Joe.
You guys are really great family. Thanks for helping me. I'll remember you.
You still owe me $20. Second remove, third cousin Joe, Jimmy.
Ouch.
Oh, that's nice. Doing a little dancing.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cool. Ooh, risky. Ooh, congratulations.
Then we get our generic. You must fight the enemy around 2. And every time you do a loop, it just increases that increment by 1.
Okay, so that's GG, right?
That's GG for the loop 1, yes.
Okay. Want to watch some of this or the rest of it?
It's up to you guys. I get a little bit into loop 2.
Let's watch the helpers for now.
Yeah, let's watch the helpers.
We haven't seen the helpers much.
There's your mother-in-law there. You're like, you go up in front, mother-in-law. And then there's... I'm just joking. I love my mother-in-law, okay?
Damn.
Oh my god.
They're a loyal family to each other.
Yes. You know. They're doing pretty good. Wow. Do they just stay on until they get hit by a shot?
The helpers will stay with you until they get shot. It's not like Twin Tiger Shark where they just leave after a certain amount of time.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so they're with you till the end. Or
oh no, there goes mother-in-law Jane.
I wonder from the CD version, there's like
oh, there goes my nephew.
From the CD version, there'd be like a voice clip, like going like ah when they like crash down. We don't know. We don't have any CD footage.
Ooh, they're dodging real. You can like kind of make them dodge a little bit.
That's nice.
Oh no, my niece, nephew, second nephew.
Well.
All right, it's just you and me. I protect you. It's like, can I go now? No. And then there was 1.
It's actually so helpful just to have the ones on the sides, and then you like don't have to worry about the other ones and whatnot. I kind of remember that being kind of nice. Yep.
It's just chilling. Oh, I'll see you. It's so nice that they like crash into an enemy. They're like, "I'll help you still."
That is cool.
Ooh, a white truck. So like the different color trucks like correspond to the power up you'll get, right? Like green is. Oh, there's a big chunky.
Yeah, you can see
Break out the hot
Yeah, you
dogs.
can see the bullet speed's a bit faster here, and they're firing a little faster as well, more frequently. Good stuff. Okay, well, anything cool coming up? Otherwise, we should probably move on.
Sounds good.
Anything cool coming up in this replay?
I don't really think so. It's just I get pretty much all the way to those 2 turret tanks, and then afterwards, I end up having to checkpoint feed because I didn't really have any good strats for the Loop 2 version of that tank.
Oh, I guess we should clarify what does change in the loop, since I just briefly mentioned it there.
Basically just enemies shoot faster, less. They wait less time before they fire off again.
Yep. And then the ceiling range, is that also a little bit different?
I don't exactly know that because I haven't extensively tested that out.
Okay. Remember in Flying Shark that was the case. You go into the next loops. Oh man, that helper like crashed right into that building. That's cool. Cool. All right, let's get to our next content here, I suppose. Very nicely done there, ggmaximo, by the way. That run.
Nice job.
Thanks. Glad you guys liked it.
So I think we're gonna take a look at some high loop gameplay, I suppose. Or do you want to look at the Twin Hawk version real quick?
We can take a look at the 10 million loop for Daisenpuu if you want.
Okay, yes. Let's see how crazy this game gets. 10 million points, that's the counter stop, right?
Yes, 10 million is where it actually counts, I think, a little bit above that, but 10 million is just where the cutoff is put.
All right, y'all, I gots to go. The F-Man is like the helper plane in Daisenpuu. I'm gonna fly into this tank for you.
Okay, it was great to have you for a bit there, Frenetic.
Yeah, thanks a lot for letting me help out on this episode, like those Daisenpuu helper planes. I'll catch you all later. F-Man is out.
All right, later, Frenetic.
Yep, see you later.
Okay, we had our helper plane has taken off. He has survived, not been used as a kamikaze. All right. So this 10 million point replay. Do you know the player? Is it the guy in the YouTube, or is this like an upload?
I think I should have looked this up before I put it in there, but
It doesn't say in the video, except the guy who uploaded is Chem's D Zone.
I'll double check later because I know somebody posted about it, but
Okay, so I'm at 509.37.
okay, let me just catch up to there.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna take a look at high loop gameplay here. Looks like it's loop 15. Round 15.
Yes, round 15.
And there was another question too. Were there aspects of the scoring that weren't obvious? I suppose we could probably get into that here. When you're ready.
Yep, 1 second. I'm just trying to sync this up.
Okay. I don't believe it's slouchy. Floppy.
Okay, I am at 509.37.
Me too. All right, sweet. All right, I'll count us down.
Yep.
3, 2,
2,
1,
1.
go.
Okay. So this was a run. I believe Plasmo talked about this on Twitter a while back, but this is an existing 10 million plus replay of Daisenpuu from 2014, I believe. And this is going to be taking a look at Loop 15, which, yeah, at this point, the guy's already been playing for something like 5 hours.
Yeah.
But in order to kind of compensate for that, you're going to be seeing extensive usage of what is known as a helper pattern, where the dude just unleashes his helper planes on top of the screen and just continually points a lot of these enemies before they get the chance to even fire.
Oh, nice. We got Plasma chiming in that the player was CYS-SAK. Okay. Thank you, Plasma.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you, Plasma.
We'll note that.
Strategy is kind of similar to other loops where there's not too much being thrown out from the sides at the moment, so he can just focus on like the silver tanks coming from the top of his main ship. The helpers take care of the other guys on the rest.
So is this the pattern, like getting in this specific spot?
I wouldn't really say specific spot, but it just seems like your main plane can just stay in the middle for most encounters and take care of like these bigger enemies, except for stuff like this big tank here, which
Okay, just kind of pull back and use that center shot to just dodge it off center.
yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I haven't been able to see really the game do much because he's on top of it. Yeah, some of those enemies are firing like bursts of 2. It's kind of annoying. Those are some fast bullets. Okay, here comes the new helpers. So like, is it? I guess he's probably got this planned out to bring the new helpers in at this point because there was like a lull in the action there.
Yeah, my best guess is that after playing this game for so long, you get, when you don't have like any helper bombs and you're fully powered up with your main shot, you're gonna get these like trucks that pop up, and the white trucks, when you destroy them, will pop off a helper item and replenish your stock.
Do those only appear when you don't have any helpers? Is that what you're saying?
No, the white trucks can appear if you have 1 helper bomb left or 0.
Oh, okay.
It's just, I think it's more likely it's going to happen if you have
Interesting.
0. Zero.
Interesting. So use the helpers to get more helpers. All right.
It's not something I've looked terribly extensively into, but that is just something I'm noticing. I'm looking at this replay a little bit more now. I tested out a little bit when I was doing runs earlier this year, but didn't fully incorporate it into my strategy at the time, just because kind of got distracted by other stuff. And I had some other attempts after this that just didn't go as planned, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I originally wanted to see if I could maybe pull off like a 2-all, but the first I got was this run to 234, which is about like the halfway point in Loop 2.
I see, yeah, like all the enemies are trying to turn their barrels towards the player, but your helpers are just taking them out before they can do that, so that's why this is so effective. Like, since there's no air enemies to fly into you, like, this is pretty effective.
Exactly.
Nice. Obviously, it makes it look super easy, but I wonder, you know, how crucial a lot of these positionings are.
Yeah, I think at least for like the bigger enemies. Oh, that was pretty nice there.
Nice.
And just got that point blank in and
Flying around the barrel chasing them, sweet.
Yeah, but now I can just replenish here. Nice. Especially for this section, they just kind of pop out the side, so it should be pretty easy pickings.
I noticed like when I was playing this a few times, I would be like fighting like by the side of the helpers, but like you then like would be trying to like maybe position yourself in such a way that like maybe you like create a gap in the center where like all the shots go off screen instead of hitting the other helpers. Like that can be kind of a thing when you're not just at the front of the screen to keep the helpers alive.
Sorry, I missed a little bit of that. Could you repeat that question again?
Like, oh, I was just saying, like, if you're not like at the top of the screen, like with the helpers, like, it seemed like a strategy would be to like make the two center ones get hit, but then like have like all the enemy fire kind of like go down that center part when you're like fighting in the center, maybe to like keep them alive. But
yeah,
but like it seems like they do end up just all getting shot when you're like down there eventually.
Yeah, I think what happens is that you can prevent like the other ones from getting shot, but it's just due to the fact that they kind of slightly move whenever you're repositioning your main plane. Eventually, like at some point, you're going to have to refresh.
Yeah, there are no air enemies in this game for anyone coming in late. Yeah, that's the thing with this game. It's actually part of the lore.
Yep, the lore for the OG story, and then for some weird reason, the Twin Hawk EU Arcade Flyer has a completely different story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just talks about like stuff about enemy forces conquered country R, and about how some small oasis town was the target for the raid, and how the inhabitants' food and water supply was drugged to render them defenseless. And and when they noticed this, they ran out like SOS pigeons and tasked them to carry the pigeons and fish.
What?
And then basically created their own Twin Hawk anti-conquest flying corporation. If them, yeah.
I think I like the Daisenpuu version more.
Yeah, it just kind of sounds like some fanfic writer just kind of cobbled some stuff together.
Maybe there was too many details they thought on the original lore. I don't know. Because it was
maybe.
That was like a pretty like that was a few paragraphs that Frenetic read.
It was. I don't really understand that myself because I've noticed that in other games too. Like, especially when we did like Dog Unit, there's like all this lore about like these space colonies and like people getting dragged into it, friend dying, and then for the export releases, they just completely cut all that out. It's like no reason to do that.
I didn't really notice that this platform was pink before.
Yeah, interesting color choice.
Wonder what they do on the pink platform. I guess probably just load tanks on it. What else are you gonna do when your whole army is tanks?
Exactly.
Maybe they just wanted to make some nice colorful environment. I don't know. Thinking too much on that. Anyway, yeah, looks like he's really got a handle on this game.
Yeah, this has shades.
Making it look really easy. I mean, he hasn't really been like, there's been no panic at all. It's just like, I'm gonna go here, and then wait for this, and then wait for that, and then I'm good.
Yeah, pretty much. Just the way that these are positioned just lets them take out a lot of these threats immediately. Even like that small cluster on the top right there, when you directly point blank that, no problem.
Oh, that was sick. He like used the helper as like a shield there.
Yeah.
That was really slick. And then he like went in for the point blank immediately afterwards. But he's gonna do it again. Damn, that's cool. Like flying down with his brethren. Frenetic could probably have a funny comment about that.
Nice. He destroys that. Let's see.
Dang, all 4 of those tanks blew up at like the exact same time. It made like an uber explosion.
I would probably guess he's using something like 20-30 hertz here. Ooh. Just misdirecting those so it doesn't hit any of the helpers.
Yeah. Nice.
Curious to see how he's going to handle the poach section up here.
I'm guessing this is PCB footage too, based off the kind of the weird colors from the capture.
Yes, I believe it is.
That's always nice to see. It's a good drone. Oh, yeah. From earlier, I asked, was there anything special going on with the scoring in the game, or is it just like kill everything?
It's pretty much just like kill everything.
Yeah. Supposed to use the helper pattern effectively. That's how you score, huh?
I would just say it's more like ease of killing stuff, but
yeah.
Basically, it just comes down to can you destroy everything possible, and just factoring in like, okay, if I optimally like no miss this loop, I get like 650,000 points, and then from there you can just kind of calculate like I need around this amount of loops, like 15, 16 or so, to get 10 million. So this is just more of like marathon play that we see.
Yeah. Maybe we should fast forward to when it like counter stops so we can kind of move on here.
Sure. I'll let you know when that happens. It's after the final boss section, actually, from what I'm seeing.
Just like time step near the end of the video would be fine.
Okay. So I can do like 5, 28, 16.
Okay. I'm gonna move things along here.
Sure.
It's a cool game, but you know, it's very simple, so we don't need to be here all day.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to renumerate.
Alright.
And yeah, it does not counter stop officially at 10 million.
Oh, damn. What does the plus alpha mean on like the 10,000 points? Like,
I think that's just like any 10 million point scores and later on. So, like usually it, especially in this game, it doesn't exactly stop at 10 million. So what happens is that if someone got like, let's say 10.1 million, that would just be denoted as, oh, they reached 10 million plus alpha plus like the actual score.
I mean, at that point, they basically done. I mean,
Yeah.
the deed. I do wonder, like, do they ever like compete like like a race to a certain amount of points to make a counter stop like more legit than the other? Have you ever heard of that? Because like, wouldn't that make sense?
You mean like doing a different score threshold versus that?
No, like this, like 10,000 points still, but like getting like whoever can get there the fastest, I guess.
Oh.
But then if like, if they all destroyed, if they all had a perfect run and did everything the same, it would just be like be a tie.
And that's the thing too. It's like already like in this run, this guy doesn't really seem to die that often, so I'm guessing like it doesn't really factor in as much in this game as opposed to maybe a game where you might get significant more leverage from completing stuff faster or getting higher scoring earlier on stages. It's just So I'm guessing like at least the people who established those standards back in the day were just kind of like, let's just go with this and just
Gamer says I think they decide we're looking to based on who gets 10 million first.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty. I mean that is history there. So. All right. Let's get this continued here. I'll count us down.
Okay. Yep. Let's go.
3, 2, 1. Go.
Okay.
Well, hopefully we'll just watch the 10 million turnover and see what happens here.
Yeah.
Back to our favorite music of the game. Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah,
Boom.
there you go.
Off the big tank.
Yep. So you see the score counter just continues to increase beyond 10
Oh
million.
man, that's cruel that they did that.
It's not gonna stop. Just keep going.
It's like, I don't know. The marathon arcade runs can be kind of. I mean, sure they're impressive from the people who do them, but like, I don't know. It's just like, ugh. Who really wants to sit down for like 12 hours and do a run?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to.
Nah.
Like 3 hours is like my limit.
Exactly. At this point, it's just like way too long. But yeah.
I mean, this hasn't been too bad. This is like a 5.5 hour replay, so it's like, you know, probably had a couple ciggies along the way. Well, he doesn't really have any like time, like downtime though, since there's no stage clear. So I guess this is non-stop. Yeah, no
Stage
breaks.
Clear,
no
if you
breaks.
die, it's like 5 seconds or so before you get popped back in.
Yeah, so I guess no breaks in this one. So I guess that is actually something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's shooting to the music. He likes the music. I'm sure he's heard it like hours and hours and hours.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. That's what I call the in-game remix.
Hell
Yeah, I guess Jamers was wondering, like, do you just keep getting 1-ups, I guess? Like, maybe you could just use the 1-ups to use the restroom break in the marathon runs. I forgot about that.
I mean, you do keep getting extends in multiple loops, so theoretically you could just build up a stock of lives, and if you want to like throw some away, sure. It's just from the glimpses I took at this replay, I didn't really see him dying all that often.
I think he's gonna just suicide now.
Yes.
Okay. See how many lives you got, and then I guess I'll try to wrap up the
Takes
episode here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Takes like a whole 3 minutes though.
I suppose it was worth mentioning that the Twin Hawk version does have instant respawns instead of checkpoints, right?
Yes, it has instant respawns if you decide to continue after game overing. Then it would put you back at a previous checkpoint, but at that your score would be reset to 0 anyway.
It's a nice way to do it. Nice halfway point.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. It's just with Twin Hawk and stuff, the main issue you have in that version. Yeah, Plasma, that's what it referred to as Twin Hawk, where your one player ship is like blue plane, your 2P is like a pink plane.
Oh, so Twin Hawk is the 2-player version.
Yes.
Nice.
And you can play simultaneously. And I believe, based on what it was trying out yesterday, both of them still have, you can still shoot off 4 shots for each player, which that was a little bit interesting because at least in other toe-playing games around this time, from what I've heard from other people, it's like the 1P version, you have a shot limit of 4, but then 2 players would have a limit of 3 shots, regardless if you were playing just one player or cooperatively. Isn't Twin Hawk also harder than Daisenpuu? You would think that with the instant spawning checkpoints, it wouldn't be as hard. And there are patterns that, from like bigger enemies that just don't come as fast. The problem though is that they just take so much longer to destroy, and it's like, at some points when you just die and respawn, it can just end up completely snowballing. So at least like with Daisenpuu, I've actually won all this like probably at least like 5 or 6 times, but for Twin Hawk, the closest I got was the final boss. Just continually just ran out of resources in that last area on the majority of my runs. But yeah.
Alright, so there it is. Well, unless there's any lingering questions from the chat, I think we're ready to wind this down. Or any closing comments from Maximo or myself, I guess this would be the time. For me, I played this game a few times, and yeah, it's pretty fun. I do enjoy it. It's just like that classic Toho playing style, and if you like the Toho playing games, like, you just gotta try it.
Yeah, that's a good assessment. Personally, for me, it's one of the games that I don't think for a long term, like playing for like just enjoyment, stuff like that, it holds up compared to some of other Toho playing choices. But if you want something that's like mechanically straightforward and just focuses on like kind of simple stuff like tank sealing, moving left and right, then I think you can't really go too wrong with this.
Yeah, I like the variety of the backgrounds, and yeah, you know, it's like all the detail in the stages was actually kind of above and beyond from like something like Flying Shark was a little bit more simple. I mean,
yeah,
like there's having nice detail here,
right? And I like the whole idea of just having everything be continuous.
Yeah, that's always fun.
No stage breakups.
Like you're truly on a mission that won't stop.
Definitely. Okay.
Cool.
But yeah.
Alright, we'll wrap this one up. Thanks everyone for coming by, and thanks for still supporting the show in our kind of a hiatus here. We'll try to get some more stuff coming up, because I think some of us, including myself, are feeling a little bit more inclined to maybe start getting some more episodes out, and maybe some stuff with the awesome game replays as well. We got some ideas, but you know how it goes. We just like to do this when we feel like it's, you know, we're happy and we're excited to share these games with you.
Yeah.
So I do hope the same for you, and you know, always you know, try to have fun when you're doing your gaming. Of course, it's always important, and you know, just keep playing those shmups, and yeah, all that good stuff. And I'm sure we'll see you around next time. So thanks everyone for coming by, and we'll catch you around.
Yep, sure thing. Thanks. Take care.